Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. Today I'm bringing you my top 7 Tier 5 battleships list. Yes, that's correct. I threw in every single Tier 5 battleship that I have in this video, including a couple of premiums. Now let me get this out the way in the front. I have played some of these ships a lot more than others. As I'll point them out to you when we get to them. There were some ships when I was grinding through the battleship lines, I did not have a premium account, so I was stuck at Tier 5 for quite a while. And that's what Tier 5 is. Tier 5 is, you're slow, you're probably a Dreadnought style battleship, you probably got a bunch of secondaries that probably could hit the broadside of a barn, it takes approximately 7 years for your turrets to turn from one side of your ship to the other. That's Tier 5, and you just hit your first grinding wall. But yeah, that's Tier 5, and here's my thing about these ships. None of these ships on this list I hate. I actually enjoyed all these ships. Tier 5 is a lot of fun for me because you don't have, well, one battleship has a pretty good range in this list, actually two do, but you don't have a lot of sniping going on at this tier simply because the guns aren't accurate enough to snipe. So you're forced to get in close, the battleships are slow, the cruisers aren't really HE spammy. I mean, they are HE spammy, but they're not like tier 10 HE spammy. The destroyers, they don't have their insane detection range. I mean, some of them do, but most of them don't. So it's a very fun, very well balanced tier, I feel. Tier 5 is probably one of the best balanced tiers in the game. I have to admit that straight up. And Tier 5 is a lot of fun for me. I know I mostly play high tier now, but playing with these ships again, taking them out, dusting the dirt off of them and the rust off of them, it was pretty fun playing these ships, and I gotta admit, had a lot of fun. So again, this is all 127% of my opinion, and you know, just because, like I said, I enjoy all these ships, and if a ship isn't on this list, that simply means I don't own it. So I'm not going to vouch for a ship that I don't own and that I haven't played at least 20 or so games in. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on into number 7, which is the French battleship Britannia. Yeah, this is the one that I said I haven't played a whole lot of, and by not a whole lot of, I mean maybe 30 to 40 matches, because I got the Richelieu during the French battleships event. Yeah, I got the Richelieu, the Normandy, the Leon, and then I got the Britannia. I know it's kind of weird, I got the tier 8 one first, and I unlocked all the other ones. It was a very strange occurrence, because considering the British destroyer event, I didn't get a lightning, and I opened up well over 100 containers. But you know, Wargaming is going to do what Wargaming is going to do. So the Britannia, like I said, I didn't have to grind up through her, so I went back a little bit after the, what was it, like maybe a month after the French battleships came out, and I played the Normandy and the Britannia. And I gotta say, Britannia, pretty dang fun. Her guns are pretty dang accurate for tier 5, I have to give that to her. And she's pretty fast. By pretty fast, I mean she can actually go over 20 knots. Pretty maneuverable too. She has some decent secondaries, so if you want to brawl, which there's a lot of brawling that goes on at tier 5, so she's pretty dang good for that. I mean, not like German good, but she can do it, and she can hold her own. However, if you run into anything like a New York or a Congo, it's going to hurt because, you know, she is a bit under armored, not too much though, but it going to hurt. I mean, taking a salvo from a New York or a Congo in any tier 5 battleship hurts. Just hurts a little bit more in the Britannia. So moving on to number 6 is the British battleship, the Iron Duke. The Iron Duke, it's the HE on this thing is crazy. There's a 40% chance to start a fire per shell at tier 5. There's tier 8 battleships that don't have that good of a fire chance on their HE shell. So, I mean, you're really feeling that British HE flavor right there. I mean, tier 5 is kind of where all the battleships start to develop their own unique characteristics, but they're still kind of similar. I mean, if you look at all the battleships from tier 3 to tier 5, 6-ish, most of them are, you know, they have some of the same characteristics. They're usually Dreadnought style battleships. There's actually 2 on this list that aren't, but the rest are. Their turrets take an eternity to turn, usually have long reload times. I mean, there's 1 or 2 exceptions here or there, but they're all generally kind of the same. And then when you get to tier 6 and up, that's when they start to really take on their own unique characteristics. But you can definitely feel that British flavor kicking in here with the Iron Duke. And she has 343mm guns, just like the Britannia. And I did have to grind through the Iron Duke, but unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to take that, I didn't discover the insane HE on the Iron Duke until I was almost ready to move on to the Tier 6, because I don't use HE in battleships unless I'm either in a battle-taking situation or there's nothing but destroyers left on the enemy team. The rest of the time I just roll with AP. I know in the footage here too I didn't even use any HE in the Iron Duke because I was fighting a cruiser most of the time. But yeah, I mean, you know, the HE's here, and I'm pretty sure it's here to stay, so might as well take advantage of it while you can with the Iron Duke. You know, she was a pretty fun grind. I wasn't on her for too long because I did have premium at this time. But yep, she gets my recommendation if you're, you know, I definitely wouldn't skip over it. It's a fun ship to play. So moving on to number 5, we have the American battleship New York. This is the one where you can slap that plotting room module on, and then it increases her range to just over 20 kilometers, which is pretty dang insane for Tier 5. That means you'll be able to pretty much snipe on any Tier 5 map. I mean, maybe if you get up to Tier 7, you'll have a bit of trouble, but still, you'll be able to hit targets at 20 kilometers too. I didn't have any problems. Well, I mean, you know, for a Tier 5, it wasn't too bad hitting targets at 20 kilometers. Her dispersion is really good because she's an American battleship. She is surprisingly maneuverable. A lot of the American battleships, even though they don't move that fast, I mean, the American battleships, you're stuck at 20 knots from Tier 5 until Tier 8. You know, Tier 8, you can finally break 20 knots on the American battleships. But, you know, they're not that fast, but they are pretty dang maneuverable, so you can get some pretty sweet torpedo beats in with the New York. But that also does get you in trouble with her guns because they do take a solid 60 seconds to rotate. If you put the rotation module on your ship, you're going to increase her already 33-second reload time to, I believe it gets it up to 35. And that is quite a while. You're just sitting there waiting for your turrets to reload. You know, you miss a lot of shots when you have to wait that long for your guns to reload. But like I said, she has some big old 356mm guns, which means you can put a hurting on anyone you catch broadside. Even it's pretty steeply angled, you can still punch through their armors with the New York. And she does have pretty decent AA because she is an American battleship, so you can build her for AA for sure and be a nice AA barge. But like I said, she's pretty slow in the turret department. Detection radius is pretty dang big, but a lot of the other Tier 5 battleships are too. So moving on to number 4, we have the Russian Tier 5 battleship, premium Russian Tier 5 battleship, the October Revolution. I actually didn't pay a penny for this ship. I got it in the event when she first came out. It's quite funny because I just unlocked Gross at Kerr first, and I was using Kerr first to grind through the missions to actually get the October Revolution. And the October Revolution, she has some small 305mm guns, but she gets 12 of them. And her dispersion isn't that bad. The velocity is also quite good. So that means you don't have to lead ships near as much. And when these things hit, they hit hard. Now granted, you are going to be bouncing a couple of shots here and there, more than a couple. But when they find that citadel, oh boy, and there's a bunch of them, it hurts whatever ship you're shooting at. She's really good at punishing cruisers and battleships, but she can punish cruisers a bit more because, you know, they have less armor, so she can hit them at more steeper angles and still get citadel shots on that. A very new thing about the October Revolution is, if you look at the footage on the screen right now, you look next to a damage con, yeah, that's a number. You have limited charges of damage con in the October Revolution. However, they have a very, very fast cooldown, so that's a good thing and a bad thing. So they have very fast cooldown, so pretty much carriers aren't going to be able to sink you, even though they try their best to focus fire on you with bombers and torpedoes. They're pretty much not going to be able to sink you because, one, the damage con has a very fast cooldown. Two, the October Revolution is a very, very maneuverable battleship. She got some very nice rotor shift times, as you can see on the screen here. You can just dodge stuff all day as long as you have a pretty good inkling where it's coming from. I really enjoy that about this ship. Oh, she also has very, very good HE since she does have 12 guns. You know, you will be setting fires on ships left, right, and center, but again, I'm fighting a cruiser in this footage, so I'm using AP. So moving right along to number 3 is our second premium battleship for the night, The Texas, yes, the Texas, the American Premium Battleship. Okay, the Texas is a New York, but they went and strapped every single bit of AA they could find onto her decks, onto her turrets. Just look at the ship. It's absolutely bristling with AA guns. The AA on this ship is so powerful, carriers will just outright ignore you. I played 4 games in this thing trying to record the Texas shootouts on planes. Every single carrier that I went up against, they just outright avoided me. And that's how it's going to go in the Texas, but if those planes strain into your AA bubble, they're going to die. Even if you get up to tier 7, it's a tier 7 carrier, Texas will shoot down probably most of their squadrons. And I don't even have the BFT and AFT captain skills on my Texas captain yet. So, because I moved him right along up with my American battleships when I was grinding up the American battleship line. The captain I have on Texas right now doesn't have BFT and AFT. So, slap that on there, it's going to be even more insane. And the other difference between her and the New York is she has a smaller firing range, but she keeps the same detection range, so she's pretty easily detected when anything strays into her firing range. So you have to keep that in mind when you're playing her. Other than that, her and the New York are pretty much the same ship. So moving on to number 2. There's the Japanese battleship Congo. The Congo is the... Oh, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this when we got to the October Revolution. October Revolution is not so much of a dreadnought-style battleship, rather it is a battle cruiser. She is more lightly armored than the other battleships on this list and much faster. Same goes for the Congo, except instead of having small guns, the Congo has some big ol' 356mm guns, just like the Texas and New York. And she goes 30 knots at tier 5. A tier 5 battleship that can go 30 knots. The Congo is insane. She also has some alright secondaries. Now, her guns, they are 356mm, but the dispersion on them is not that great. I mean, don't get me wrong, RNGesus will throw you a bone every now and then, and you'll get a nice you get some nice dispersion here and there. Up close, however, is where, in my opinion, she shines. Now, you do have to plan what side you're going to, attack a battleship on or a cruiser or whatever, because her turrets do take quite a while to rotate from one side of the ship to the other. But if you think that far ahead, you get your plan of attack going, and if you attack them on the side that their turrets aren't attacking, you pretty much got them. Once you get within, I would say 5 kilometers of an enemy battleship, if their turrets are facing the opposite way of your turrets, they're done, because there's no way they're going to be able to rotate their turrets around fast enough. And of course, you got those big old 356mm guns, so it's going to hurt them bad. But you're going to get hurt bad too, because the Congo, it is a battle cruiser, so it is a bit lacking in the armor department. It's not bad. I mean, I see it's a fair trade-off for the speed and maneuverability of the ship. And this is a fantastic ship to grind through. I had a blast grinding through her. And pretty much from tier 5 to tier 8 in the Japanese battleship line, it's pretty much just a bigger Congo. So, grinding those tiers is going to be fun in the Japanese battleship line. Alright, so moving on now to number 1 is the tier 5 German battleship Koenig. Yeah, how many of y'all saw this coming? Go figure, my favorite tier 5 battleship is a German battleship. Yeah, the Koenig. She has some 305 main battery guns. They're small, they have good velocity. What more needs to be said about that? You overpin cruisers, do nice pins to battleships. She has some great secondaries for tier 5. She's relatively fast, and she has some really, really good secondaries. This is when you really start tasting those German secondaries, because these ones are a notch above the other secondaries at tier 5, and my captain on my Koenig is a no-point captain. I moved that captain right along with the Bayern when I was grinding up the German battleship line. But I love the Koenig. She's a great brawler for tier 5. She can punch above her weight class because her 305mm guns does have really good velocity. But like with any other tier 5 battleship, when you get up tier to a tier 7 game, it's going to hurt. And the Koenig doesn't have that great of range, so it hurts just a little bit more. But still, I really love the Koenig. She's a fantastic ship to grind through, and a fun one too. Alright guys, so that's my list, and remember, this is all my opinion, and I didn't go into too much detail with a lot of these tier 5 ships, but for me, tier 5, I didn't really spend a lot of time at tier 5 with most of these ships. I mean, some of them I did, but you're not going to be in tier 5 for too long. I mean, don't get me wrong, you'll be there for longer than you were in Tier 4. But, you know, once you get the feel for your ship, you're going to go through Tier 5 pretty easy. You're going to get to Tier 6, and Tier 6, 7-ish, that's when the real grind starts. I mean, like, the grind when you just grind, you know, like 100,000 XP. Then you got to grind 150,000 XP, and then, you know, 200 and, you know, whatever. But Tier 5 is a really nice tier, and I wish they would do some more rank battles at Tier 5 rather than Tier 10. I feel like that'd be a more balanced game and it'd be more about skill rather than, you know, just, you know, you have a Tier 10 ship. But that's just all my opinion. And I know there's one ship on this list a lot of people are going to ask, well, where was the
Hail Caesar!
At? I don't have it. So, like I said, I can't vouch for a ship that I don't own. I haven't played at least 30 or so games in it. I'm not going to vouch for it because I haven't played it. And I've heard it's a great ship. So, I mean, you know, if I hear, not just from one person, I've heard from many people that it's a great ship. And I've seen it in action. And yeah, it hurts when I get shot by it. And the replays that I've seen on it showed it's a very good ship. So it probably is a good ship, but I can't outright vouch for it because I haven't played it yet. So let me know in the comments down below, what is your list for your top 5, 6, 7, 8 Tier 5 battleships. And I just want to thank you all so very much for watching. Like the video, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I want to hit that by the end of 2018. I want to roll into 2019 with 1,000 subscribers. That is our goal for this channel. And just a reminder, you do get a face reveal when we get to 1,000. So keep that in mind, and thank you all so very much for watching. Catch all of you guys in the next one.